Hello, my name is Rhonda Riachi and I'd like to share with you some guidance for communicating with people living with dementia. My research with professional carers has given me an insight into how to help a person with dementia to be calm and stay calm, and how to avoid accidentally provoking a negative or violent response when you're just trying to do your job. I'll share some general tips first and then go on to specific techniques to keep your communication centered on the person you are helping. At the end of this podcast, you can see some references and other useful sources of information. First of all, here are 6 general tips for getting your conversation off to a good start. Tip number 1. Slow down and be calm. People living with dementia need more time to process what you are saying to them. If you've been in a hurry, take a deep breath and slow down before you engage with the person. Tip number 2. Give the person your full attention and make sure you have their attention before speaking. This is normal, polite behavior in any conversation, and your full attention and your patience will help them feel that you care about them. Tip number 3. Put yourself at their level and face them so that they can see your face. It's important that you do not tower over them, as this will make them feel overpowered. So get up or down to their level, or as near to their level as it is safe to do. Tip number 4. If you can, adjust the lighting level so that they can see you better. The more that the person can see of you, the more confident they will feel in communicating with you. Tip number 5. Maintain good eye contact and smile. A positive, open, friendly face will help to reassure them, and good eye contact with you establishes a friendly connection between you. Imagine that you are greeting a wise and important friend who you have not seen for some time. We want them to feel special and to know that you are there just for them. Tip number 6. Minimize all distracting noises and activity. Noises, lights and activity tend to cause confusion, and that will make communication more difficult. This includes other people talking and moving around, so try to minimize any surrounding activity. So, having taken care of general aspects, we can now look at more specific communication tips for communicating with people with dementia. My research project explored how carers use the speckle approach to dementia care, which was first developed at Burford Community Hospital in Oxfordshire over 20 years ago by Penny Garner with the Nursing Development Unit. The speckle team found that people with dementia tend to forget the details of recent memories, but not the emotions associated with those memories. So if a person with dementia has an experience that leaves them feeling upset, they will retain that feeling of being upset, but not the facts of the situation which caused it. The speckle method explains this as being like a photograph album of your life, but the most recent photographs have been blanked out, even though you can still feel the emotion of the experiences. Even people who don't have dementia will tend to remember emotions more than facts, as recent research has shown. Tom Kitwood and Catherine Breeden, who pioneered person-centered dementia care, stressed that emotions come first for the person with dementia. Likewise, Christine Bryden, who has lived with dementia for 20 years, wrote, "It is the emotion I connect to, not the cognitive awareness of the event." To help carers to work with the strong emotions which people with dementia often express, the speckle method recommends that we keep the person with dementia calm and happy and actively avoid situations that generate upsetting emotions. Any carer can use the 3 golden rules from the speckle approach, which are: don't ask questions, don't contradict, and listen to the person with dementia and learn from them. Let's explore the 3 golden rules in turn. Number 1, don't ask questions. Avoid asking questions because the person with dementia often cannot remember things which most other people could easily recall. This applies particularly to short-term memories of factual details such as what they had for breakfast this morning and whether they took their medicine. Each new question can seem like an interrogation to the person with dementia, and this will tend to make them feel anxious. Instead of asking questions, make suggestions and use body language and gestures to convey the meaning, such as, "I think we should sit down now," and mime the action of sitting down to show what you mean. Better still, sit down with them if you can. This will help them to feel less lonely. Dementia can make people feel very vulnerable and lonely, and we want to avoid that. Number 2, don't contradict the person with dementia. The person with dementia may appear to experience a different reality from ours. They may believe they are back at school, for example, even though they are 80 years old. Many carers, and not just those using Speckle, have found that contradicting the person with dementia will tend to make the person upset and possibly very angry. So show that you understand, nod your head in agreement with them, even if it seems strange to you. Feelings come first for the person with dementia, and if you agree with them, they will feel better about themselves. Number 3, listen to the person with dementia and learn from them. A person with dementia may repeatedly ask you a question which you find difficult to answer. For example, they may ask you where their mother is when you know that their mother died many years ago. The reason for the question may not be about information that they are missing, but may be an indirect way for the person to express that they are becoming anxious about something. Speckle stresses that it is important that you answer the question, but in a way that reassures the person. The facts about the situation are not so important, but it is vital that you avoid making the person anxious. So a response like, "Mother's gone shopping, she won't be long," is the sort of response that will tend to reassure the person. If you insist on telling them that mother is dead, you may find that they start grieving for the loss of their mother all over again, and they won't be in a mood to cooperate with you. If there is a carer who knows the person well, they may be able to tell you a specific response that will reassure that person. Every person is unique, and one person with dementia will experience the world differently from another. This means that we have to find what works for each person. And finally, when handing over to another carer, make sure that the carer is properly introduced and makes a friendly contact with the person, just as you did when you arrived. Don't talk about the person in front of them. Always involve the person in any conversation, regardless of what the issue is. Use we and us and our in your statements, like, "We can go to the hospital now, let's go together," and "Our special transport has just arrived. It's good that they have come so quickly to help us." So that's a very brief introduction to using positive body language and the 3 golden rules of Speckle. Here's a quick summary of the main points. General preparation. Slow down and be calm. Give the person your full attention and ensure you have theirs. Put yourself at their level and face them. Adjust lighting levels so that they can see you. Maintain good eye contact and smile. Minimize distracting noises and activity. And the Speckle 3 golden rules: don't ask questions, don't contradict, and listen to the person with dementia and learn from them. Good luck with your communication wherever you are and whoever you are with.